What's up, y'all? Welcome to another review by Ryan. And in this reaction, we'll be reacting to the season finale of the second season of Komi Can't Communicate. Now, again, remember for those watching this now, you're 3 or 4 weeks behind if you're watching Netflix in North America or in the global network, because it is 3 to 4 weeks behind. But if you've been keeping up to date with the show via other means, you will know that today is the official last day of the season. So it is a sad day. Komi Can't Communicate has had a phenomenal second season. I have been more or less about as impressed, if not slightly more impressed with the production quality of the episodes we've gotten here and the story that we've been shown as we have continued to watch Komi and Tadano grow as people. Obviously, for some people, it's been a slow growth, especially since Komi is, I mean, again, she has so many hurdles she's had to overcome to get to the point that she has. We just got her over 20-something friends now. We have such a long way to go before we truly get her to where we need her to. But I believe that they have done a tremendous job with showing this story with us, to presenting the struggles that she's had, while also keeping us engaged with the colorful cast of characters. And each and every episode has continued never to fail me, with the exception of the fact that Yamei still has a lot of problems, and it's really truly the only reason that I've not been able to give the show a full 10 out of 10, because her presence sometimes, like in the last episode, can be a little overbearing and just a whole lot of creepy. But alas, we are here, and I'm really excited to see this last episode. I'm particularly excited to watch Komi because I need recovery from the fake but real season finale of Rising of the Shield Hero yesterday, which was a complete train wreck and a disaster. Please go watch that reaction video, but just know it was a disaster. So yeah, I am looking forward to a proper finale today, and I'm sure this episode will deliver. So in the last episode, again, we did see the response to Komi from how her Valentine's Day thing went and her freak out that she had with how she gave Tadano the chocolate and her little commentary. She had a complete freak out for a good portion of that, for the first start of that episode there. And then, of course, we had what I thought was a relatively creepy scene happen, but I did, as you saw, use it as my screenshot because, yeah, it was definitely overbearing, in which Yami took her tights that she ripped and put them over her face and ran down the hall. Creepy ass girl, I tell you. But Tadano got a view of Komi that he did not know he wanted to have a view of, and which was her bare legs. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, and then the rest of the episode we got to meet Sato, which was a really nice girl who tends to do too much for people and doesn't know how to say no, and that was a really nice segment. And then we got to see Tadano and Komi have their first fight with each other when they were playing shogi, which it wasn't really a fight. It's just they've gotten to they've gotten to a point in their relationship with each other, because we're all declaring them a couple already at this point, that they can now have little spats with each other. So it's been such a journey watching these two grow with each other, and these two have no idea how important they are to each other's life. And not only can I not wait for this finale, but you know, I know that a season 3 will inevitably be announced, because obviously we're not going to get a full relationship started at the end of this episode. But as the title of the episode says, we have now been at this 1 year, guys. So they have been engaged with each other for 1 year now, and this episode in a way is going to definitely give us kind of some flashbacks and, you know, a good visual look at what these two look like now, and at the helm of it, how's Komi progressing. So with that said, we are going to get this episode started. Before we start the episode, I'm going to actually use anime trending for this, because Komi has just not ranked in the top 10 at all via Anime Corner. I'm very baffled by that. But in anime trending, and a big thank you for all of you who voted in that vote, Komi is dead last at number 10. And you know, after this episode, we'll see where it settles at. Now, I keep telling everybody all the time, what shows do in a week-by-week rating and what the final rating, what the season rating ends up being, are two completely different things. And so all of the ratings that we have from both Anime Trending and Anime Corner are going to be completely thrown out when it's time to vote what was the best anime of the season, and that's going to be that's going to really tell the tale. And even with Anime Corner, Komi hasn't been ranked top 10 once. We could see it crack it. You just never know because the anime community can be finicky like that. So with that said, it's been a journey. It's been a pleasure. And we're going to go ahead and start off this final episode. As your last reminder, I do not watch Netflix for these reactions. So please, if you are going to watch this reaction alongside the video, if you're using Netflix, you're going to want to start about 4 to 5 seconds later so that it meshes up properly with this video. So with that said, my keyboard keeps coming out. I gotta fix my desk eventually over here. But let's go ahead and get this final episode started. And I didn't say the titles. The titles of this episode will be It's Just White Day, and the final title, It Has Just Been 1 Year. So let's get this started in 3, 2, 1. I'm sure he has. I'm sure he has. Just marry your girl already, man. We just gonna skip the relationship. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at him putting a lot of thought into this. Oh, yeah. Why not? Jeez, she got it down to a science. What? Oh, in fact, you gotta think. She said the word friend, but let me tell you. Exactly. Yes, absolutely. He absolutely does. Oh. Partner? Oh. Hey! You gonna get it. Oh. Look at her coming through. Oh Lord, now she gonna get the wrong idea. Lord have mercy. Enlightenment. Lord have mercy. I'm glad I never cared about any of this stuff. Wow. Whoa! This is like origami here from Data Law. What in the world? Wow. These two. Oh. You know, that did seem too good. I thought he'd ask, damn, I thought he'd ask Komi. I was so confused. Damn, I was like, wow, we just took many steps. Hey. Look at his sister coming through. You got this, my dude. This showed that same enthusiasm when I thought you was asking her out for dinner. And I was just easily played. I hope she gets the absolute wrong idea. Because it's the right idea. This man. Wow. She's like, please. Put him in the room and everything. She knows exactly what she doing. Ain't nothing. Oh no. You're doing too much talking. Oh, man. Oh, she is freaking. It's all right, Komi. It's all right. He didn't even notice none of this. He was too busy being stressed about everything. I drove his tea. Oh. Come on. You got this. We got to do it. Oh. Oh. Oh, you know she's feeling something when we get to see her eyes. You know, you just sit right on there. Boy, you better go sit back down. Stop that. Come on. One of y'all, come on. Alright. I did want a little more, but it's okay. It was nice. Why are you such a weirdo? Not me. Thank you. Hey, how y'all use his desk? How did this happen? How? I'm done. Yo, this school is just nothing but a bunch of weirdos. And I am here for it. Goodness, my lip is so dry today. Yo, y'all suck. Come on, y'all gotta do better than this. I'll just step out. Like, what the heck? Oh. It's not that serious. Najimi the Phoenix. How is this game of erasers gotten like... What? How? Where? When did this all happen? When did the whole show? What is happening? The second round of third battle will be held at this. When did a tournament? What is happening? Don't y'all got classwork to do? Wow. What is... Constitution? Y'all turned into a whole damn tournament! Ouch. Komi has not even moved. Where did all these people come from? It was so simple. Y'all just in here doing the most. Y'all are so extra. And I am here for it. All this man just want to sit down. Wow. Thank you. Good gracious. But look at all... It's been a year. Look at all the friends she's made, though, now. Like, I'm so happy for Komi. She's definitely made a lot of progress. And for someone with what she goes through, being that she did all this in a year, it's impressive. What is she thinking about? Oh. Oh. Whew. I guarantee you he's going to remove himself from the equation. She has literally lived her life in this year. And this has probably been more living she's done now than she's ever done in her whole life. Aww. With the one that you... Najimi! I swear, be ruining moments! Najimi, you started to get as bad as freaking Yami now. Aww. Is she gonna be in the same class? Is she gonna... you know, I can't imagine what it's like for someone to go their whole life with, you know, that type of communication disorder where, you know, they literally just struggle at the smallest of things and saying the least amount of words. And, you know, I've been saying this throughout the show, and I, you know, respect that while this may not be everybody's cup of tea, and that might be also why the show rates very differently between the two between the various anime review boards, I have always been favorably high of the show. At the forefront of this show, this is a journey of watching Komi make friends. In secondary priority, it is watching Komi and Tadano grow as people, both within themselves and then inevitably with each other. And so that is why I continue to rank this high. Was there an overly large amount of progress with the romance that we all want to see blossom between Tadano and Komi? In my opinion, yes. It may not have been what you want to see, being that we're 2 seasons in. It may not be on the same level that we've seen in other shows. We've actually been spoiled a little bit by some of our shows that have a romance element in which the couples manage to get together in the first season. Some get together in the first season, and then you have things like Oregaru, where, you know, they didn't get together until the end, literally the second to last episode of the 3rd and final season. You have some that literally, or then you have some that end up like Rent-A-Girlfriend, which make absolutely no sense why they're just dragging that along as they are, but they are. But with this show, it feels appropriate. Everything about how this story has gone feels appropriate. It feels genuine, and it's been a year. Again, it has been 1 year since Tadano and Komi first interacted with each other. And he committed to starting down this process of helping her make her 100 friends. We obviously know they're going to be a thing at the end of this. That is without a doubt the truth. But we're not there just yet. We have a long way to go in maturity and growth before we get there. And every episode that we've gotten, you know, up to this point, I think it's now been 24 episodes. Yeah, it's been 24 episodes since we started this show, has been growth in one way or another. And for me, it's a realistic growth because, you know, in real life, you can't just overcome a disorder like that just overnight. Yes, there are rare occasions where some people flip a switch and they find a way to overcome those type of obstacles. Just something traumatic or something big, good or bad, happens that helps that switch flip. But for most people, especially with the type of disorder that Komi goes through, it's going to take time. She's gone her whole life like this. So it's going to take years before she's really at a point where she's comfortable with herself to talk. And once she gets to that point, we are definitely going to see her become more aware and knowledgeable of her feelings, both for her friends and above all for the person that we know she's basically married to at this point. Because they both do have feelings for each other, 100%. But they have to get to that point, and they're not there just yet. So I really like the fact that they are taking their time to flesh this out. And this is one of the few shows where, while yes, I have also been spoiled by the fact that I've watched multiple shows in the last few years where the romantic couples have managed to find a way to get with each other within one season, I'm perfectly fine with this show taking the time that they need to flesh them out. And because it's gonna be so sweet when we see them both overcome their own psychological obstacles amongst themselves and then ultimately overcome the hurdles with each other, ultimately leading to them becoming a romantic couple. So, guys, this was a wonderful last episode to what has been a tremendous season. I continue to speak highly and think favorably of the entire Komi series. It is possible that once I finish this reaction, I will go ahead and read the manga for this prior to future season announcements. But you know, and so when we all see each other again in these reactions for season 3, it's very possible that I'll have to put a tag that I've already read the story. So obviously it'll be a second run for me, you know, looking through how everything was portrayed. But I really, really appreciate this show. There are very minor things, but significant enough that it's prevented me from being able to give the show a 10 out of 10. It prevented me from giving a 10 out of 10 the first season, and those same factors apply here. Definitely a lot of cock blocking by Najimi. I love Najimi as a character, but a lot of cock blocking for sure. Even though Najimi doesn't really know, because Najimi just aims to be friends with everybody. You know, again, I would have loved to see a little bit more from that final moment in the classroom before Najimi burst in. I knew Najimi was coming, because Najimi always shows up everywhere. And then my second big factor is Yamai. Yami is obviously, I guess, marginally mellowing out a little bit, but then she went and put the tights on her face, and you know, and I still haven't forgotten when she basically held Tadano hostage in her fucking room like a freaking weirdo, literally kidnapped this man. And those type of things, while obviously each one of these characters is meant to represent a different dynamic, a bit of craziness, showing that, you know, everyone comes from different walks of life, but they all come and mesh together very well. I know that's ultimately what it is supposed to be showing, and obviously that's what we've gotten, but we still have to call out creepy things when it happens, and the girl has problems, and she really needs a therapist. So with several of those things, you know, with those two particularly things kind of being things that stick out for me, the show isn't really at the 10 for me yet, but I continue to leave the door open for that 10. And I know that whenever we see Tadano and Komi really have that bonding moment, and they had a few here again, you know, when he was sick and everything, and that's what I want to say too. I know y'all heard me say that there wasn't a lot of progress made on a romantic stand, but in a way that there was too. There was. He was sick. We had the school trip, and in those moments, you definitely could feel the passion and the emotions that they have for each other. It's just that we're just not there yet. We, the viewers, know it's there, but they don't really know it's there just yet. And they're starting to feel things, but, you know, it's going to take time. So, but yeah, those are really the only reasons why I can't really rate it a full 10 right now. But I do not want those two things specifically to take away from the fact that there are multiple episodes in this series that have been 10 out of 10 episodes. And every week I've always had a smile on my face and enjoyed watching these dorks as they go through their lives and watching the entire classroom go through their lives as classmates. And it's been a really, really nice, wholesome journey. And I look forward to the inevitable third season and to inevitably seeing Tadano and Komi become a thing at the end of it. So, guys, it's been a pleasure. I know this wasn't my most watched rating, and I think that it really is because with the episode difference and the Netflix release schedule and a lot of things in between, Komi Can't Communicate tends to be looked over as a contender. It was a little bit in the first season, even though it did ultimately show up in the top 10 in several boards at the end of the season. And this season was no different, where I feel that it kind of just gets looked over because of its weird release schedule. But this was absolutely a top tier show, and I want to say it's going to end up in my top 10 list. Again, there were a lot of great shows this spring season, so I'm going to have to, I'll make a video to announce what my top 10 is once the spring season officially concludes, and I'll talk about where everything ranked then. But for right now, I just want to leave off with saying that this was a top tier second season. It definitely did a great job of picking right back up from the greatness that it was in season 1. And we were treated to a really good anime. A really good anime. So with that said, that is my reaction to the season finale. Thank you so much for those who did watch my Komi reactions. I hope you've enjoyed my reactions, and I hope you enjoyed watching the second season. If you did like the reaction, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. This helps out with my videos showing up in more recommended areas. And if you want to be one of the first to be notified when a new reaction becomes available, hit the bell icon. So with that said, again, it's been an absolute joy watching the second season of Komi Can't Communicate, and I hope to catch you guys in some of my other reactions. But until the next season of Komi Can't Communicate, take care.